what's happening? Back at it again with another episode on the Real Rap Coalition podcast. We back with another rendition to the segment Crash Course, going over Invincible season 1. This time it's episode 2. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we talked about the cast mostly. Most everybody that was involved. I'm gonna have a couple of people that I didn't notice before, but we're gonna skip that. We're gonna really just go ahead and get right into the second episode. You know what I'm saying? Um, so they start off the episode with the kid and the security guard from the first episode. The episode started with the same security guard that got ran down on by the two twin blue niggas in the first episode, whatnot. That I guess they are in London now because they made mention of them going to London for a little graduation trip or something like that. One thing I thought was funny. So they already talked about how they have an estranged relationship and whatnot, and they standing there talking about how the Queen of England is a piece of shit, and some random ass burger thing, I don't know, like burger cart fell out of the sky for some fucking reason, and the son pushed his dad out of the way and saved his life and shit, and he was like, shit came down, he was like, dad, pushed him out of the way, and you know what I'm saying, this dude just got his life saved by his son, but the thing he thought about the most was, oh shit, my son just called me dad. Like, I just thought that shit was funny. It didn't make a whole lot of sense to me. I think what they're doing with that is they're just kind of running that alongside of seeing the relationship between Invincible and Omni-Man, their father and son relationship. If that's the case, I think that's kind of fire. But if not, I don't know what the fuck they doing with that. To continue on, Omni-Man was found, at the end of the last episode, we saw Omni-Man and the Guardians faded out. Nigga, Omni-Man killed the shit out of all the Guardians and whatnot and passed out at the end. So this team, this elite force comes in and they find Omni-Man unconscious and shit and everybody else dead. They start cleaning up the scene, trying to figure out what's going on and shit. And this random ass, we're gonna talk about these random ass superhero characters, but this red Hellboy looking nigga named Demon Detective, he I guess is invisible until he wants you to see him or whatever the fuck. He like, they all just doing his detective shit. I don't know, just random ass character. Okay, cool. I guess whatever. I'm assuming he's gonna serve some bigger purpose later on. Maybe, I don't know. Continue on. Some invasion starts. These aliens, I forget what the fuck they're called, but like they're they waged an attack on Earth and whatnot. And Invincible went out there to catch the fade and try to save the world, like he wants to do. Like we talked about how he wanna follow in his father's footsteps of being a hero and whatnot. But he go out there and start getting his ass kicked. He do a little bit good, but then he just started getting blasted on. You know what I'm saying? He saved the old lady from having a building fall on her or some shit. And in the middle of this fight, these other heroes start showing up. And they pretty much save his ass, but then they start getting their ass whooped. They kind of shoot him away. Hey, take the lady to the hospital and shit. She all shot up and shit. Got a motherfucking laser, went through her side and shit like that. Like she just looking real fucked up. So they dip off. I think they're called the Teen Team. Lame ass name. These names are really terrible. The Teen Team is getting their ass kicked, but all of a sudden plot armor kicks in, you know what I'm saying? And these aliens start just growing old rapidly out of nowhere. Later on we find out that time in their universe on their planet goes faster than time on Earth. So, they're not accustomed to it, which is why they start rapidly aging and they got to fall back. You know what I'm saying? But if that did not happen, it was over for them teens niggas. So, yeah, but they take off and They go back to Invincible at the hospital. He drops the lady off at the hospital or whatever, hoping that she's able to be saved by the same people that are taking care of his dad while he's unconscious and shit, right? And he's feeling like shit. You know what I'm saying? Just got his ass kicked in another fight. Uh, and he's just hoping that he can save this old lady. And he has a little scene where he's down next to his pops on the bedside and whatnot. He crying and shit. His mom comes up and consoles him or whatever. Next day, he walks down on Adam Eve, the what seems like I guess the leader or maybe just like an important character in the teen team. He runs down on her at school because apparently they go to the same high school together. They have a conversation about them both being heroes, and Invincible is new to the shit, and he needs some learning. He need to do some learning and shit like that. So time goes by. There was something that I found out. Let me find his name. The Martian leader. I don't know how to say his name. I'm gonna fuck it up tremendously. If the D is silent, pause if necessary. His name is Jaman Humso, something like that. He was the real dark skinned nigga in Never Backs Down. Never Back Down. He's played a couple of roles in some Marvel movies. I know he showed up in Guardians of the Galaxy, maybe once or twice. But yeah, I just wanted to point that out. Let me find my spot real quick. My bad. Convo with Adam Eve. You know what I'm saying? Flaxens. That's what the name of the aliens are. The name of the aliens, and they start dying rapidly because of the time difference and things like that. The demon detective. I did write down in my notes. Demon detective. Another lame ass name. I hate that fucking name. They might as well just name this nigga Heck Boy or some shit like that. Like it's just really terrible. There's another nigga named Rexplode in Teen Team and Duplicate, like duplicate, and then dash Kate, Kate. These are some really fucking terrible names. And then Darkwing, his name was stolen from Darkwing Duck, the fucking cartoon from back in the 90s. Like I feel like they didn't put a whole lot of creativity into these names. That shit kind of irked me a little bit. But yeah, the aliens spin the block. You know what I'm saying? Teen Team starts getting their ass kicked again. Then there's a point where Invincible is pinned down and like he can't move or no shit like that. But then he sees Adam Eve start getting her ass whooped, about to get killed and shit. And the power of love takes over. And I say that ironically. I say that sarcastically. I hate that shit. I absolutely cannot stand. And I get it's for story promotion, cool, character building maybe. But I really can't stand when I see somebody clearly outpowered, at least at the time. They're pinned down, they're getting beat up or whatever the fuck. And then one of their loved ones or somebody that they care about is about to die. And then all of a sudden they get this burst of energy and they're like, oh, I'm powerful enough now to defend myself and to defend the person that I love. I hate that shit. I feel like that shit's stupid. I feel like it's overused. But yeah, another part, and I'm not hating on this. I'm not hating on them using it. However, I'm hating on the fact that it's used so often in shows and movies, things like that. It's just it's annoying. Come on with something else. But yeah, after this, during this fight, Omni-Man shows up. He's awake now. He pulls up, saves his kid and shit like that, and he start kicking the shit out of these aliens, these Flaxens. You know what I'm saying? They start falling back because they find out that the teens and Omni-Man find out that the bracelets that they're wearing is what's helping them stay on Earth longer. It's what's helping them kind of adjust to the time difference. So Robot, which is another character in the teen team, he does some shit where he lets out some some energy wave that starts disturbing these devices, these wristbands or whatnot. Um, yeah, so they start beating the shit out of the Flaxons. The Flaxons fall back, and Omni Man like, I'm not done with y'all niggas, and he follow them to their home planet. He go through one of the little portals that was left over from them retreating, and this is kind of where they showed kind of glimpses of the dark side of Omni Man, but this seemed, and I don't want to say too much because they was definitely doing the same shit on Earth. The Flaxons, they was definitely killing motherfuckers randomly for no other reason than they, I guess, wanted resources or some shit like that. But Omni Man go over there and make a statement, and it's a very dark statement because he don't give a fuck who he killing. He taking out buildings, he taking out machines, he fucking shit up over there like badly. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sorry, I'm not going in order with this. I actually skipped a part. I want to go back to at the hospital. Omni Man ends up waking up a little bit after Invincible gets there and drops off the woman. Omni Man, after seeing that his father is awake, goes to check on the old lady that he dropped off there. Turns out she passed away. The damage was way worse than what they thought it would be, and the lady ended up passing away. And this is the first time that Invincible has dealt with loss of someone he's trying to save, like on a personal level. You know what I'm saying? So he kind of fucked up about this shit. And Omni Man, his dad just kind of rolls up and he's like, hey man, it's part of the job, suck it up. You know what I'm saying? And that pisses him off. Cause it's like, bro, like I tried to save this lady and she died, and you just telling me shake it off. You know what I'm saying? And that's just showing another glimpse of the colder side of Omni Man. He kind of looks at this as just a job, but yeah, Omni Man and Invincible and their mother, the mother Debbie, they end up going home. The next day, this random alien rolls up for a fade, and I guess this is the guy that's over the government that deals with super people, right? There's a guy with a scar on his face. He's got long hair. I don't remember his name right now, but he comes to Omni Man while he's at home. He's like, hey, such and such is back. And Debbie's pissed. She's like, my husband just got home. He don't work for you. Why the fuck is you come down here barking orders talking about you need him and he just got out of a coma? You know what I'm saying? Which rightfully so. I can see that from her standpoint of things. And then Omni is like, well, no. Invincible steps up and he's like, well, I'll take care of it. And Debbie's like, no. Why would you? No. And Omni is like, he got it. Go ahead. Go catch the fade, son. So he go up there. And one thing I like about this scene, the fight scene in space, so they say there's no sound in space. Past the last atmosphere of Earth, the sound just completely exits because space is a vacuum and there's nothing for it to bounce off of. So it's just, you shouldn't be able to hear anything. So the punches sound very muffled because of the atmosphere. I like how they did that. I feel like they made that as accurate as they could, even in this fantasy world. You know what I'm saying? I fucked with that. The orange Cyclops alien dude, he's actually played by Seth Rogen. I looked that up. That's kind of dope. And he turns out to be like an officer of this organization that just checks on all these different planets and every other universe to make sure that they're well defended. And they had a little comedy scene in this towards the end of the fight scene where I'm gonna just call him Orange Seth because I don't remember his name. Orange Seth is like, yeah, I came down here to check and make sure Earth was well protected. And he shows a picture of the planet that he was on his way to, thinking that it's Earth, but it was spelled URATH or something like that. And Invincible's like, bro, this is not the right planet. What are you talking about? And so they have a little comedic back and forth. I fucked with that. And Arn stuff like, oh shit, damn, my fault, cut, and then just fly off. Cool. So fast forward back to Alien Spin the Block, and everything's going the way it's going. And at one point they kind of showed the invasion start, but then they went back to Invincible at school, and the bully that he got into it in the first episode with, and he kind of made him look like a bitch. He pulls up like, "Hey man, I'm sorry." He trying to be like tough because he got an image of the bully and whatnot, so he not trying to look like a hoe, but he's like, apologizing because this girl named Amber, I think Amber Burnett or Bennett, Amber Bennett, that's what it is. Amber Bennett, she's I guess trying to get in contact with Invincible, and he slides the digits from her through him to Invincible or whatever, and then they go back to the alien fight. The aliens, this I guess is the third time that they pulled up. The aliens, they were advanced again in their technology. They start whooping the shit out of Mark and all the teams. Omni-Man pulls up, saves their life. Aliens run off. Omni-Man follows them, completely destroys their homeland, and literally beats the shit out of everybody until they open the portal back for him to go back home. And I think I see some similarities between Omni-Man and Homelander from The Boys. Spoiler alert, if you haven't watched The Boys yet, I apologize. But go watch it. It's really good. We're actually going to do a recap on the spinoff Gen V, which comes out this Friday. So we're going to be doing a crash course on that too. Or maybe it's going to be in real time. I'm not 100% sure. But make sure y'all check that out. Also, while I'm at it, please like, comment, and subscribe on this video. Subscribe to our channel. Leave a comment in the comments and let us know about what you think of Invincible so far and what you expect to see in the second season. But going back, the demon detective comes. This name is so terrible. But the demon detective, he comes back and basically he comes to the conclusion that the only people that were in the room when this fight broke out between Omni-Man and the Guardians and whatnot is Guardians and Omni-Man. So whoever started this fight and killed all of the Guardians, it's one of them. And the guy, the government guy, he feels that maybe they're going to try to spin the block on Omni-Man and finish the job since he was the only one that lived. I think he has somewhat of a small suspicion that something's going on with Omni-Man, but he's not fully sure. He's just kind of paranoid and determined to get to what actually happened at the layer between Omni-Man and the Guardians. But that's pretty much where they ended. He talks about upping security for Omni-Man and his family because he feel like somebody may be out for him, and that's just where they ended at. This one didn't really have. I mean, I guess that is the cliffhanger that kind of carries you into the next episode. Again, I'm watching this and recapping it as I'm watching it. I haven't watched this full season before, so this episode wasn't bad to me. It didn't go that far. I don't think. I'm not fully understanding the purpose of the aliens. I'm guessing maybe that story's done now, but they have a lot of interaction between people from space and Earth and the superheroes and things of that nature. So maybe that's going to be a continuation, maybe not. I don't know. This thing with Omni-Man, I'm interested. I have a theory. I don't want to say it because I don't want anybody to go in the comments and confirm it and I see it and it spoils it for me. But I'm just going to hold on to that and we'll talk about it later on if it comes to fruition, how I think it's going to. But it was a cool episode. We're still seeing some progression with Mark, aka Invincible. We're seeing the relationship between him and his father kind of get a little weird, get a little awkward. It's progressing, as Omni-Man is teaching his son the ways of being a hero, but there's also something going on with Omni-Man internally. So I'm excited to see what that turns into. But yeah, that's it, man. Episode 2 of Invincible was cool. And I'm excited to see the next one. Probably gonna do episode 3 maybe Monday or Tuesday, so y'all be on the lookout of that. Like I said, we're gonna do Gen V when that comes out. We may be doing the John Wick spinoff when that comes out, I think, or that's already out, but we may be doing a review on that as well. We got some in real time segments coming up with the new movies that's coming out, and things of that nature. So y'all make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on that notification bell so that y'all can get notifications every time we go live, every time we post. You know what I'm saying? Please, 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 I stress this every episode. Y'all drop comments, man. We want y'all feedback. We like hearing y'all feedback. So do that favor for us so we can continue to give more content to y'all. You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, Real Rap Coalition Crash Course Invincible Season 1 Episode 2 will be back with episode 3 very soon. Y'all be easy.